All right, people. Sorry I didn't have my microphone set up. Good morning. Weird morning. I'm going to put it that way. That's why I'm doing this live right now. So we'll wait until some people show up. I'm just going to move some stuff over. Sorry about that. I wasn't exactly lined up with the screen. So good morning. Good morning. So had some big world news today. Apparently Putin has exercised his ultimate option and said that he has his I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, nuke team on high alert. So this is in response to NATO making aggressive statements. Presumably it is in response to the sanctions as well. So I got a lot of questions about that. Good morning, Rebecca. How are you today? So right now it's just you and I. So let's see if anybody else fills in. As you come on, why don't you just shout out in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, this is a current event live. Breaking news. It's not really breaking news, but it was in the last few hours. So one of the things I do before I do heavy readings like this, I do work out. So I just came off a run and I was lifting some weights. You can see I've got some crazy muscles going on there. So one of the things I want to do, I want to give a shout out to Joseph Magi. I use his Magi Method. I just started using it live on mine and Alicia's show on Fridays, and I'm going to start using a lot more in my own readings. It's a really, really great divination method, cartomancy. I posted a link to his products. There's a book, and I do have the book right here because I am going to be using the book a little bit as needed. It's a really, really terrific method, and I was struggling with a couple of things, and so I messaged him, and he was gracious enough to give me a little bit of coaching online. So I am very much appreciative to that. Hats off to you, good sir. If you are watching, I really appreciate it. It kind of cleared some things up for me. So all right, so let's get started. People jump in. Rebecca, it's just you and me right now, baby. So but we'll get started. So again, the reading today, we're going to look at what's going on with the threat that Putin just threw out. So we are on high alert. It is in response to the sanctions put on him and also the aggressive statements made by NATO. So what we're going to do first is I have a list of questions here. Is he serious about this? Is this a legit thing? So is this and I'm going to use Joseph's deck, absolutely. And I'm just going to, I was using it the other day, so I'm going to put my selenite on there. So I know our readings are really fun. I'm really glad that I partnered up with Alicia, Rebecca. She's actually, we disagree on a few things. So like one of them is Queen Elizabeth. I want to do a reading, dueling tarot with Queen Elizabeth, but we have some very different opinions on her. So everybody else that's jumping on, welcome. We're going to be doing the breaking events that are happening worldwide. If you're not paying attention to what's going on worldwide, you should be. So is Putin's threat, is that legitimate? And we're also going to look at if that is directed at the United States. Hey, good morning, Valerie. Is this a legitimate threat? Is he ready to go the distance? Is he committed to pulling the trigger? So this is in response to a couple of things. So, and again, for all you hear, it's this just a tarot reading. This is just my opinion. I am just a little light seeker over here trying to make some sense out of this. So, um, this is in response to not gaining the ground that he thought he was going to. He thought he was going to pull right in there. Things were going to happen. I think he expected something different, and we're gonna get there. I think he expected, and that's Raven in the background. Raven is voicing her opinion on a Sunday morning. Um, those of you that don't know who Raven is, she is my very naughty border collie. She made an appearance in, I think, the last live I did. So, this is in response to things not going quite the way that he expected. I think he expected things to he expected it to be a hot knife through butter. That was what he expected. He expected to just go right through. And, I've always gotten the sense that the military tactic that they were going to use was going to be uh, a steel wall. I hate to say steel wall, like sort of like Iron Curtain, but it was like a steel wall that was just going to go like a steamroller approach, going slow, not going in super super hot and fast. It was going to be a much more measured uh, tactical effort on their part. So it didn't go. I don't think he could move in as deep as he wanted to. The sanctions aggravated him. These two cards, the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands, I think he's serious about the threat. I think he has no qualms about this. Now, um, I have a couple of little bits of research in here too that we're going to be discussing. Um, there's no bullshit here. He is not bullshitting. He's ready to go the distance. Um, as far as the sanctions, I don't believe that they affected him in the manner as intended. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, darling. So I don't think the sanctions are going to affect him. Now, as intended, as intended. Um, I know that President Biden said the other day, give it a month, which I think was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my whole life because there's an actual war going on. You can't wait a month when there's an actual war going on. That's like having someone break into your house and you say, well, I'm going to have an alarm system put in next month. Not really the smartest idea. The sanctions should have been deterrence and they should have been done a long time ago. Um, they gave them certainly enough time. Some of those sanctions, just so you all know, some of those sanctions don't even go into effect until March 1st. So they're not even happening yet. Um, putting more on is just kind of like throwing a piece of paper at him. That's how I described it. So it's not really affecting him. These sanctions are more of an ego blow, and this man is made out of steel. Putin is made out of steel. He is truly Russian. Um, he is unwavering, and that's what this is. Unwavering. He is willing to take this is our over energy. He is willing to take on anything. And our devil in reverse is contracts broken a lot of the time. So whatever handshake deals we have, whatever agreements we have right now, or whatever handshake agreements, it's a handshake comma agreements he has with NATO and with the West, he is all bets are off. This is a guy who's gonna do what he's got to do. I woke up this morning and I watched Trump at the CPAC yesterday, and I said, it was a very interesting speech. Not taking any sides, but I thought it was a very interesting speech. Woke up this morning and said, yeah, maybe things are going to go a little bit better worldwide. No, did not happen. This was alarming. So I did see an interview with Andre. Ilarinov, who was one of Putin's advisors previously. He's not currently, but he was one of his advisors previously. And he had, you can look him up. If I can, maybe I'll link the article after I do the reading. Andre said that the goal is to restore the 1997 Russian line. It is to restore that front for Russia. Let's see if it is. And you know what? I am gonna switch over to the Joseph Magi. I may switch back and forth. I got a few decks here. So let's take a look. Is this the effort to get back to that 1997 Russian line? Which is significant. You all can look that up yourself. Good morning, everybody that's showing up. Heavy duty reading today. I'm going to need a shower and I'm going to have to walk around in the backyard in bare feet. So, is this an effort to get back to that 1997 line? All right, so this is complicated. Okay, incubus succubus is power grab, trying to in this case it is trying to consolidate that power, trying to take those weaker elements of the former line and consolidate that power. He's doing it though with his own noble cause. Now, is a madman, can a madman have a noble cause? Certainly. The guy who created all the ruckus in World War II, did he have a noble cause in his own mind? Probably. This looks like it is a noble cause for him. Okay. But it is going to create an earthquake. We are going to see some earthquake action here. So let's add these up. And this is what Joseph was coaching me on, because what we do is we add the cards up. So we got 6, 11, that's 17, 27, 2 plus 7, or 2 plus 7 equals 9, which brings us to 3 of hearts, roses. So this is about being 3 of hearts, 3 roses. That's like the 3 of cups for my tarot readers here. So this is all about getting back to the good times, getting back to that strength of Russia. This is the vibe. So is he serious? Yes, he wants to get back to this. He wants to get back to the glory days of Russia and what his vision has been. Now, remember, he had said that the fall of the Soviet Union was it was certainly one of the worst days of his life. I believe he said it was one of the most tragic days in the Earth history, the world's history. So, and again, let's do this. Let's take a look at how the Russian people feel. Let's do a consensus of the Russian people. We've got protests that are going on, all sorts of stuff that's going on there. I'm going to be reading these cards in three card batches for now, flexing my coaching that I got from Joseph Magi. If you don't follow him, I did link him in the description too. Follow him. He's got some terrific readings out there. What is the consensus of Russian people? What are the majority of Russian people feeling about this? How are they feeling? How are they feeling as a nation? We're going to do a little bit of a story here. Well, that's weird. All right, so we got mustard seed, which is in this deck. It's the essence, the the beginnings. You plant the mustard seeds, this little teeny tiny thing, and then it grows into something amazing. The Lovers, which is coming together, having cooperation, building a business together, building a future together. Um, and then we have Fence Sitter, which is being indifferent about it. So and we're gonna add these up. Let's add them up. So we got 1, 3, 8. 8 brings us to, and that's weird because we just had 9. 2 of Spades, Broken Chalice. So this is an upheaval. There's going to be a very complicated response to this invasion. I'm sorry, not only the invasion, but the threats that are being made now. The entire, let's call it a project. The entire project is going to have a very varied response from people in Russia. Is a very complicated, you know, some people will see it as the beginning of new things. Some people will see it as a rise to Russia, and some will see it as a departure. Some will see it as a splitting off from the rest of the world. You know, being in contrary disposition to the rest of the world. So it's a very complicated circumstance we have here. So where is my next question? NATO and the United States. Now I'm going to do these separately. I'm going to do NATO first. Does NATO think this is? How's NATO responding to this? Yeah, I feel like it's. I don't know if they're taking it seriously, but let's see if they are. Let's see if they are. Oh, Mary, am I? I'm humble. Oh my God, tell my husband that. He does not think that I'm humble. And I'm not adorable right now. I'm all sweaty and gross. NATO. Oh boy. That's interesting too. Now we got the mustard seed and the Lovers again, didn't we? Scapegoat, though. Scapegoat means they are looking for the escape hatch. They are looking for what they can sacrifice to quell this situation. This makes me a little bit worried about Ukraine. Makes me a little bit worried. That may be the way that they move forward to toward getting back to cooperative diplomatic discussions. This makes me a little worried. So let's add them up. We got 8. 1, 2. So that is 11. And I think it's interesting, and I'll probably send a message to Joseph. 3 blackbirds. It adds up to 11, which is 3 blackbirds. 3 blackbirds is discussion, talking. It's opening up those channels of conversation. So it looks like NATO is trying to open up those channels and get back into some diplomacy so that they can quell the threats that have just been made and get that dial turned back a little bit. So that is interesting. So since we did get the scapegoat, why don't we take a look at this? I don't think NATO thinks he's bluffing. I think NATO is, I think they're concerned. So let's see, what's going to happen. What kind of position is Ukraine in right now? So I also found out something interesting today. Kyiv, the capital. Kyiv is the Ukrainian pronunciation. Kiev is the Russian pronunciation. So calling it Kyiv is more supportive of Ukrainians, and calling it Kiev is kind of agreeing that it belongs more to Russia. Really? You guys saw how much I shuffled it. Boy. Okay. So we've got our scapegoat there, and we've got our Queen of Spades. The Queen of Spades, she is dang it. Or I'm sorry, Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs. I'm sorry. Hey, let's fix that. Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs. I'm just going to look her up. It's a positive sign. So, scapegoat, we're going to have some sacrificing, but it is a positive sign. And this is about trying to be supportive, and hand in hand is our cooperation there. So let's add them up. Let's add them up. So this looks like negotiation. They're gonna some kind of sacrifice is going to be made here. But it's to preserve and keep the diplomacy going. So we've got our queen is 12, 8, 20, 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. So we're back to 8. So numerology, we're like really sticking, and that's 2 of spades is our broken chalice. So we're really sticking in those low numbers. So this is, things are just getting going. So like numerology with tarot, when we're in the lower numbers in the pips, the numbered cards, it really is the development of the idea. And as you get toward 10, which is completion, we're moving forward. So with this method, I'm presuming that we're kind of looking at the same thing. And as we move through, I'm going to call them the ultimate numbers, the ones that we add up and we look at in terms of the entire deck. Those ultimate numbers are really going to give us an idea of where we are in the process. So we're hovering at like that. What did I say? 8, 9, 11. We're kind of hovering right around there. So we'll have to see what happens from here. All right. So I still got my list here. So let's take a look at the U.S. and what's going on with our leadership here. What does our leadership think? And you know what? I'm going to put a fine point on it. Because I know Secretary of State is kind of bowed out of the whole situation. So let's take a look at what Joe Biden is thinking about this whole thing. Oh. Well, oh boy. That's not good. So we've got the whip scourge, which is kind of beating yourself up, and then we have the devil card, which is emotional and rash and foolish in what they're doing. And then we have mustard seed trying to develop a new tactic. Let's add these up. So we've got Jack, which is 11, 3. So we got 14, 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. 2 of diamonds. So he's trying to, this, even though this is a bad card, I feel encouraged about this. So Mary, with the numerology, you know what? I don't know if I should be adding them all the way together like that. Joseph is going to have to call me out. All right. So we got 54 cards in the deck. Mary, thank you very much, honey. So we've got, what did I say here? This is embarrassing. Well, I'm just getting used to this method. So the adding was the stuff that I never did before. So we have 11, 14, 15. So we're still there. So we've got 4 clubs, which is our 4-leaf clover. He's trying to create a better situation. He's trying to get lucky on that. Now, does he think that Putin is bluffing? Does Joe Biden think that Putin is bluffing? Woof. Well, you don't even have to be a card reader to know what's going on here. So we got ruler, crossroad, and karmic shift. So we got our king of spades, our 5 of spades, and the joker card, which is specific to the deck, which is karmic shift. So there's going to be a change of tactic here. Just looking at this, if these are war cards, we have our ruler going into war, hitting a crossroad, and then deciding on a karmic shift. So let's add them up and see what happens. I don't know how I'm supposed to add up the joker card. Maybe we'll leave them 0. So we got 15. No. I'm sorry, 18. 18 here. 18. This is if Joe Biden thinks he's bluffing. We get 5 of diamonds, which is Jacob's ladder. And this is one of the cards that I always had some trouble with. So let's go to, I'm going to the book, ladies and gentlemen. 5 of diamonds, Jacob's ladder. Okay, this is referring to Genesis chapter 28, where the future patriarch Jacob is fleeing his father Isaac's house after stealing his brother Esau's blessing. Jacob's ladder in reading generally represents an improvement in an existing situation. Thank God. Let's hope that does happen. So it may represent prayers, guardian angels, light at the end of the tunnel. So maybe we're going to get some headway here. All right. And sorry about that. Sorry about me not adding them up correctly. You guys can make fun of me in the comments all you want. Or you can like, share, and subscribe and make fun of me on my channel all the time. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 mark, people. Hopefully we're going to get there before the entire world goes belly up. So like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right. As I said that, people dropped off the feed. So let's look at Joe Biden's current state. We're going to look at his state in regard to what's going on. So I wanted to look at his strength, his wisdom, and his intent. Strength, wisdom, and his intent. All right, so we got hamster wheel, strength. He's going round and 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 round. I've been saying this for a while. Like his thinking is very World War II thinking. Like, I don't want to say that he's super, super old like that, but his thinking is very World War II. He's not looking at all of the picture. He thinks still that the response, he's still thinking in tactical, traditional methods. He's not thinking about what else can happen. So I didn't put this on my list, but I do want to look at cyber, if this is going to, if this is a fake and we're going to go into a cyber situation. So this is his strength that, his strength that he's a hamster wheel and he's going around and around and around. Oh, Stephen Raybo. Good morning, darling. Good to see you here. So he's going around and around and around on this, and they're saying it's his strength. So I'm just reading the cards. So hopefully that is a strength for him. His wisdom is handcuffs. and that is, I'm gonna say that's partnership with, with NATO, working with NATO, and, working out a diplomatic dialogue with them rather than popping off at the mouth. And his intent is to end the situation. So let's add these up. Let's add these up just to see what we get. We got 16. We're still in those low numbers. I don't know. Maybe that's because I'm just using 3 cards. 4 of spades, coffin. The intent is to really close out this situation and get the situation done. They're trying to take everything in a different direction. So I think that is encouraging. I think that's a good sign for us. Again, I'm just reading the cards. Now, here's something. So let's see if this is a big fake, and if this is going to turn into a cyber attack. If he's threatening conventionals when it's really going to be a cyber attack. So we're looking at the screens when we should be looking at the chips, if I may. So this is all about Putin. Is the conventional threat the real threat, or is he doing a cyber threat behind the scenes? Not pulling that one. Sloppy shuffle. Ha! I'm putting it out there. Okay? I am putting it out there. So intellectually, he has been very, very careful about his entry into Ukraine. He has been very careful not to disrupt the infrastructure. Everyone's been talking about that. I think the likelihood of him pulling a ultimate trigger, let's put it that way. I think pulling that ultimate trigger, he knows that that's going to be an irreversible course. But here we have Diamond Ring. This is our surprise. And those of you that follow Alicia and I on our Friday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time, live that we do, Alicia Wicker and I, we uncovered in our cards that there was going to be a surprise. There's a surprise coming. Turning water into wine. I think this is a fake. I think the threat is a fake. I think the real threat is not going to be a conventional weapon. I think it's going to be a cyber situation. So I'm saying it here. I'm calling it out. By the way, I would like to applaud Elon Musk. Those of you that don't know, Elon Musk had opened up some satellite channels for Ukraine. And Mary, just so you know, you are supposed to say Ukraine, not the Ukraine. The Ukraine was an area referred to when it was part of the Soviet Union, Russia. Ukraine is its own country. The only countries that we refer to with the in front of it are the Philippines and the Bahamas. So if you refer to Ukraine as the Ukraine, you're actually referring to it as a diminutive of a much larger Russian or Soviet state. So the more you know. So there we go. Now, there was when Putin was coming to power, they did write some would call it a hagiography, but it was a biography about him, just kind of promoting what he was and who he was. And there's a story in that biography about when he was in an apartment with his parents, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, and there was a rat cornered, and it's similar to the dog story that he said, if you have a dog that is aggravated, you don't know what he's going to do, so you have to be prepared for anything. This story is a little bit different. The rat in the corner, he said, would do anything to get out of that situation. So I have a question. This is something I was thinking about this morning. Are these threats, are these ultimate threats? Is it a chess move to prompt the West into a more aggressive stance? Thus, Russia can act more aggressively. So I hope you followed me on that. Everybody give me a thumbs up if you followed me. I'm wondering if the throwdown of, hey, we're at high alert right now, is to prompt NATO and the United States to escalate their response so that they can justify an escalated response on their part for whatever it's worth, for whatever they're going to do. So again, this is the intent of Russia and Putin, to instigate a response from the West. So we got Hightower, which is a changing moment, and we've got Crossroads, which is our pivot. There's our pivot. And then we have the Devil. So Hightower is threatening a larger event. Here's our pivot from the West and NATO, US. Here's the escalated response. So we're just going to So I'm going to say yes and no. Sorry. I'm going to say yes and no. If this is Putin throwing down with the high alert, and this is NATO and the West's addressment of it, and to pivot. And I'm getting this is to pivot in a more subordinate response. That is going to not serve us well. It will make things nice, but it's going to put us all on our back foot. And it is to gain control. So let's do some adding here. We're just going to add these three. So we got 9 and 5, 14 plus 11, which brings us to 25. 25 is 7 of hearts, and that would be like 7 of cups in our tarot, but this is not tarot. This is the Joseph Magi Method. So we're still like final action. So let's do this. The 7 of hearts is the Star of Bethlehem. When the chips are down and all hope seems lost, the Star of Bethlehem appears as a beacon of light. So this may be an opportunity for us to just smooth things over. This is recovery, peace, brings hope. So hopefully this is just a power play, and we can all wiggle right out of it. So there we go. I'm not adding these up, just adding 3 at a time. So where we're going to go with this, let's do state of the world today. Are we on a scale from 1 to 10? Where are we? What DEFCON level are we at? Looking at whole planet Earth, Gaia, whatever you want to call her. And there's that sloppy shuffle every day. There's our raven. State of the world. State of the world. Oh, oh boy. So some things are changing, but possibly for the better to get us back on track. We're going to see some changes, but things are ending and coming to light, so that we can get back on track. So let's add them up. So we got 5, 15. Let's see, 15. State of the world. State of the world. 15. 4 of clubs. 4-leaf clover. We're back there. We're back to good stuff. So, how about that? I'm gonna take it for what it's worth. It's more positive than I thought it was going to be. And did the front just shift? So if you all have any questions, you can start posting them down below if you want me to keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to go make some breakfast. Holy crow, 41 minutes already? Did the front just shift? Was that the big surprise? Did the front shift? Was Ukraine an illusion? Did the front shift? Is this always going to be a war with the West? No. No. So no, the front didn't shift. This is about bringing things together and cooperation and cutting out the bad stuff. That's what this is about. Um, I'll have to ask Alicia's opinion on this because she has a little bit of a different opinion. She changed my mind a little bit. Those of you that were on Friday kind of know what I'm talking about. So this is a little bit different. So let's add them up again. So we got 3 and 12. What does 12 bring us to? 3 of spades, scourge. Huh. So the front didn't shift. This is not a change to the front. But this is a 3 of spades, scourge, an ending. And we have our straight razor here, which is also ending and cutting out. So just for fun. Just for fun. Is this whole event routing out world corruption? I'm doing it. I'm going there. Is this whole event an effort to rout out world corruption? Oh. I definitely have to have Alicia look at this. So high tower moment is changing. And cross is the 7 of spades. So I believe that in this method, the 7 of spades is some difficulty. It's kind of like a rebirth. So this is about troubles and the cross to bear, hardship. So things are going to crumble. But if it is about routing out corruption, it's happening. We're just going to go through some birth pangs with it. Let's add them up. So we got 18. Yes, 18, 25. Seven of Hearts, which is stars. Bethlehem, Star of Bethlehem, which is hope. Huh. I don't know, Mary. These are tough cards, but it sounds like there is. We're going to go through some. We're going to go through some nonsense to get to some good sense. Very interesting. So, listen, everybody who logged in for this, thank you so much. Thanks for all the likes and shares and subscribes. I'm having a great time with this channel. I think I'm starting to find my pace, and I think unfortunately I'm going to be like the political tarot reader. Oh, okay. We're asking questions. All right. Yeah, I'm sticking around. I got nothing better to do but laundry, so I will read cards all morning. So, what is going to stick around longer, the pandemic or World War III? So we'll do 2 rows here, baby. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Joseph Magi method. If you want me to keep using it, I do like it. I feel like it's like a fast and dirty kind of and that's not to be critical. I do like it. It's I should say quick and dirty readings. You get really really specific answers right away from them. So I'm loving the adding up. I think that's great. Now that I got a handle on it. So what is going to last longer? Pandemic, or I'm not going to call it WW3 yet. I'm going to call it the world situation. What's going to last longer? We'll do pandemic, and then we'll do the situation. So this looks to me like the pan is over. Like we're kind of done with that. Looks like that has run its course. So let's add them up. We have Star of Bethlehem, which is hope, resolution. Was a cross to bear, and then playa. I love that playa card. I love playa. So we get that the Jack of Diamonds is like the oh, for Pete's sake. Like Jack of the Knight of Pentacles. I'm sorry about that. I totally flaked there for a second. I need another cup of coffee. So what we've got, this is like a smooth talker, like a dude who kind of gets from A to B. I hate to say it, but kind of feels Fauci-ish. Fauci. Um, and Mary, this does give the vibe of like kind of a slick talker, a slick dude who is kind of doing his own thing and getting his manipulations done. So it does have a little bit of a vibe to that. So so it feels like this is over. I feel like the PR face of it, this is who that is, our Dr. Fauci. I feel like that's in there. But it feels like it's over. It feels like we've crossed that threshold on this one. Now here's our situation that we have now. Let me get some water. Sorry. Ah, so, Mother Earth, our Queen of Spades, and we have Cornucopia, which is plenty, and then we have our Ace of Hearts, which is the beginning of it all. So, let's add these up, and I think that is gonna give us an idea of which one's gonna last longer. So we got 14, 25, 25, 25 again. So that is, Star of Bethlehem, so that looks like it's over, and then we have, what is our queens are 12, so this is 2021. 21, and that brings us to Six of Hearts, which is karmic relationship, and this is, the karmic relationship, what is Six of Hearts? Six of Hearts. Thanks for being patient, people, while I'm still looking some stuff up just to make sure I'm doing the system right. So, returning to the past after a long absence, nostalgia, going back, um, I would say this feels like it's got a little bit of time on it. This feels like it's over. I can't get a sense of whether it's going to be longer or shorter. Um, and I agree with you. This does feel like it was the veil. This was illusory, and this is a response to what was underneath the veil. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Um, so anybody have any more questions? The chat is open for questions. Ooh. What's the next thing the world will face beyond this situation? I got you, Mary. What is the next thing the world will face beyond this situation? If it seems like I'm taking a little bit of time, there's a 60-second delay on the chat. I have to fix that so it goes a little bit faster. So what is the next thing we will face? Holy moly. Now, this card just popped out and I stuck it back in the deck. So this is absolutely something that we need to be looking at. So inheritance are 10 of diamonds. That is just, oh, wait. Yeah, I'm thinking we're on the brink of something good too. I think things are rolling over intuitively. I get that. Um, inheritance is the 10 of diamonds is about success. Now, if we lean to that numerology, the tens are completion. So this is about, wrapping up some kind of it does feel like a sanitization of some of the bad stuff that's in the world and just kind of sorting things out. And it's almost like cutting out the cancer. It really does feel like that. Which is, and that I am getting intuitively that like it's a sanitization. I do feel like we're in moving into like a very space age building. So there is an Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman movie where like I don't know if they were clones or what, but they had chips in them and like it was a whole weird thing and they were like kind of paired up. And it feels very much like that. Like we're moving into like sanitized buildings where, we're all just kind of moving forward. Now the olive tree is stability and long-term growth, And hey, good morning, Aries Rainbow Child. It is about history and keeping that grounded healthiness. Maybe getting back to the roots. I think inheritance and olive tree together are great, and then hand in hand is obvious. That is about working together to make things better. So I do think Mary, interesting question, because we are moving into, once we get through this, we're moving into a much cleaner, more efficient um energy level. So, light bringers like myself, you want to do prayers for Ukraine, or you want to send out white light to heal Mother Earth and those sorts of things. But it's overwhelming when you're just one person. Like, you only have your own power, and that's why collective energy feels very interesting. If you ever go to a concert, you can feel that collective energy in concerts. I always felt very, very strongly going to shows, with very emotional music. That you do get that surge of collective energy from everyone, because there is a focal point. So when you're doing your own magic at home, and you're sending out that white light, and you're trying to um, heal the world in your own personal way, it doesn't feel very effectual. It feels like you're picking up trash on your side of the road, and that's about it. And there's another street, another one over, that's trashy. So I have been saying since the beginning of the pandemic that we are on the cusp of a very, very great and powerful spiritual evolution. I think people are going to start to tune in a little bit more. It happened after the Spanish flu. It's starting to happen a lot more now. When I had started the online service of doing the readings, I tell everybody, I had a lot of people that reached out to me for readings and booked readings for me. First question I always say to people is, yeah, have you ever had a reading? And they all said to, the first few said to me, no, I never had a reading before. Just saw your post, thought it'd be something cool to get into. So it's kind of interesting. And I do have my link if y'all want private readings. I have video readings. I have Zoom readings that I can do for you as well, or email if you're a little shy and you don't want to be on video. So I do those. So let's add these guys up here. So we got 12 and 22. 22. Six of diamonds. This is looking back and having that nostalgia, having those good things that uh you know the good feelings. It feels like we're going to get back to a much warmer place. Whether if we're all blown to oblivion and we all go into light form, then certainly we're going to be a much warmer, nice place. But I feel a lot better doing this reading about the developments today. So hopefully all this energy is going to go in the direction. These are readings. So we do want to understand that there is free will here. So oh, Mary, okay. So when will collect it? One of the things, like, tarot is really hard at telling time, and I haven't tried to tell time with the Magi method. So I think I'm gonna shy away from that question. I do know that on Tuesday our school systems are going to be mask free. So that'll be pretty awesome. And I do have a bunch of friends that went to go see Tool last night. And I don't believe that they had to wear masks. I think some of them opted to wear masks. And one of my good girlfriends went to a local show right here in town at one of our larger venues, and she said it was no masks, no cards at the door. So I think we're moving in that direction. So let's do 3 cards on that. Like, when we're gonna, like, truly see that return to normal. Are we gonna see that? And I'm gonna stick just with the United States. I mean, it's kind of hard because we have all these different governors doing different things, but Um, let's see, return to normal. Return to normal. So, all right, I'm getting kind of a weird answer on this. So I got city, man, straight razor. So these are very different cards that we've got here. So we've got city, which is man-made metal, concrete and steel, blah blah blah. And then we have the King of Hearts, which is man as human. We really want to address him as a human who is emotional and generous and in tune with earth, happy, working together. With the city now, intuitively I am getting that the cities are still going to have some things in play. I think the cities are going to be very separate from our countryside and our earthman over here. I think we're going to have different perspectives. It still feels very disjointed, but it looks like that will be ending. It looks like all of the dissimilarity in requirements and mandates and structures are going to be sorted out soon. So I think soon. I don't know if that's a good answer, but I think soon. Aries Rainbow Child. I hope that answered for you, Mary. I hope that was a good answer. Aries Rainbow Child. You went to a sports bar. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know. Did you have to wear a hazmat suit or? But I am gonna look at China, China, China. It's a song by the Red Rockers, not the Red Rockers. Red Rockers from the 80s. It's actually a cute song. I played it for my kids, and they said, "Why does he say China?" And he did say China. But it's a good song. So if you like 80s music, Red Rockers, China. What is going on with China? All right, Mercury. I got to look that one up, ladies and gentlemen. But we do have that Queen of Hearts in there. So Queen of Hearts and Mercury. Bear with me, people. Mercury is a messenger, but he is also a messenger of trickery and thievery. We do have commerce and trade is wrapped up in him. So there's going to be messages of love, but we do have that veil there. The veil is also some trickery there. So it's going to have some hidden things there. Any message that's going to be positive, I think we have to be very, very careful of that's coming from China. Again, for entertainment purposes only, this is a tarot reading. It's not tarot reading. It's a Joseph Magi Method reading. So straight up cartomancy today. So let's add these suckers up. So we got 16 plus 12, 28. 28 gives us 7 of spades. Veil. So whatever we're going to see from them, Aries Rainbow Child, is going to be illusory. Not loser-y, but illusory. We're going to see some deception there. So let's take a look. I'm just going to segue right into another one. What is the relationship between China and Putin? Okay. Is that a nice, cozy relationship? This is China. Oh. Oh. So we got finger of God, no. Karmic relationship for China. And then we got home, high tower, executioner for Putin and Russia. Let's see what heart of the matter of the relationship is. Heart of the matter. Hang on, I'm shuffling again. Heart of the matter, inheritance, under the surface, Star of Bethlehem. So this finger of God, I feel like even though we've got karmic relationship here, I feel like there's a lot that's being hidden. I feel like there's a lot of information that China is keeping to themselves. It just really feels like they are handling things very carefully politically. It just feels very careful. Um, and I'm just checking on the book here. So, refers to the hand of God. Finger of God indicates a pivotal moment when God intervenes in the affairs of men. This card is named Finger of God and not the Hand of God because the intervention of the divine may appear very subtle. And then we have that karmic relationship there. So, spiritually speaking, we can understand that the finger of God is touching our lives. It is not unusual, but happens regularly. It represents a return. Hang on. The finger of God in a reading represents an opportunity to align the seeker with the will of God's plan. Greater fortune, lucky. So I think I think that they are looking for better fortune for themselves, and this alignment with Russia is to better themselves, which most relationships people are doing that anyway. But that it's a karmic relationship is interesting. So let's add up China first. Okay, so we've got 13 plus 9. Bear with me, I gotta get to 13 plus 9. Wait, what is that? What did I say? 13 plus 9 is 23. 23? 22. 22. 6 of diamonds hand in hand. China is willing to work with anybody. The ends justifies the means for them. Okay. So then we've got Russia over here. Russia is just trying to reestablish their home. We have the home card, we have the high tower, and then we have the executioner. So this is decisive moments. Again, this is an establishment. This is more of a dream of being this really intense world domination kind of power. There's like a lockstep feel to this. Like, we are all going to move forward into the future. And this feels really like reestablishing the needs of the Russian people. This feels like reestablishing that a good life for everyone. Again, I could be getting like his intent. I could be getting, um, the more of the perspective of Putin here. The overall energy of the two of them is to better what they are doing. individually for their countries. And under the surface, they do want a better future for themselves. So that is certainly interesting. The over and under energy total 17. Let's go to 17, which is 5 of hearts fence sitter, which tells me that they're both going to function in their own positive fashion. They're going to make decisions based on their own interests and their own improvement in their positioning. So so there we go, and we can take a look at Taiwan. Let's take a look at Taiwan. It's so weird. I every time I try and do a reading for Taiwan, it's like I can't punch through the paper bag and get the energy. I'm trying real hard, guys. That's why I'm shuffling so much. Taiwan is playing nice right now, but they are, there's a saying that my husband says. I think it's a Japanese saying, "Dumb as a fox." So, play dumb, but be that fox underneath. And that's really the vibe that I'm getting from this. They're saying all the right things. They're taking charge of the conversation and the language that's going back and forth. They are making sure that their message is very clear. We're independent. Just kind of stay where you are, China. Things are cool with us. Like, we really like you. Like, it's like, I like you as a friend kind of thing. I don't want to go on a date with you, but we can be friends still. So they're really doing that. And there's a lot of sweet conversation that's going on. Doing our total here, we have 23. Oh, wait, 23, 26. Let's see where we go with that 26. And it's 7 of diamonds, finger of God. They're really, trying to lean heavily into, that spiritual guidance there. And, hopefully, I'm getting, like, with the finger of God, is that there's a lot of stuff that is planned out already. So let's hope that things stay sweet for them. So let's see how Poland is going to do. Poland. How is Poland going to do in all of this? That was what I got, Aries, that Taiwan is trying to make peace and keep things sweet. It's like when you don't get along with your neighbor, so you make a pie. You send a pie over. Maybe they're making a lot of pies. Poland. How is Poland going to make out? Oh. And what is Putin's intention with Poland? Does he intend to go over there? So We've got our Mother Earth here, our karmic shift, and Scourge. Scourge is a tough card. That is a tough card. Um, that tells me that, there's something up. They do want to maintain their independence, but I think we're going to see some action over there. I think something's going to happen. Now, if that happens, we're going to have NATO involvement. Um, so let's pull some NATO here, because over here the intention tells me that we've got this inheritance. He maybe feels that he should have some interest there. One card fell out. We've got ruler. I feel like intuitively that we're going to be carving up Europe a little bit right now, guys. I feel like there's going to be some carving up of Europe. I think, all right, so this is NATO right here. So we've got Sun, Mercury, and yes. Okay. And my question was, are they going to be getting involved? So it looks like we're going to have some involvement here. I still don't think that this is going to be boots on the ground conventional. I think this is just an introduction to it. I think we're going to see some different things popping up. So, all right, we're not going to do any adding on this. Actually, maybe we will. So we've got 15 for Poland, which we've got 4-leaf clover. So it looks like they've, got some luck on their side. There's some stability, but it does look like we're getting, somebody pulling in here. And then we've got 1323 for Putin over here, which is olive tree, trying to get back to those roots, trying to dig deep, trying to reset. And then here's NATO over here, 1819, which is 5 of clubs, crossroads. I feel like NATO is going to be doing a lot of diplomatic negotiations. I think we're going to be Aries. Yeah, I think he does. I think he does want at least a little bit of Poland. I think he wants a little bit of it. Or at least some kind of influence in there. I think we're going to be seeing like, well, hey, this is a Russian territory. Aries, I'm not quite so nervous yet. I was nervous when I woke up this morning. Some of this reading has made me feel a little bit better. So where were we? Is Putin coming out of this alive? Let's do bigger spread on him. Okay. So I'm getting good at this Magi method. I'm really digging this. Like, I don't think I touched any of my other cards. So, how we see him right now, okay, is hand in hand. He is trying to restore that inheritance. All right, that's what we got here. And I those of you that do follow me, you do know that I think that Putin is an incredible politician. This isn't, I haven't seen Jen 007 in a while. I think she's mad at me, but he's an incredible politician and he is a frighteningly good actor. I do think that he is the kind of guy that can project a terrifying disposition when he needs to get what he wants. I think he is very, very gifted in that. That's it's not a compliment to be sure. It is an observation. It is a recognition of his gifts and his training. So that's our player card there. And then we have this super fox here. And this is being crafty and moving forward and being able to be that trickster. Uh, at the root, he is looking to rebuild. He is looking to rebuild everything, and nothing is going to stop him. This is his goal. This will make him happy. This is his um Belarus fired rocket into Ukraine. Yeah, Belarus is under his control, so they are a friendly crew there. Um, so will he get out of this alive? And I don't know if we're going to be able to get this answer yet. I don't know if we're going to get a definitive answer because there's so much that can happen. Oh boy. I'm not going to go into time travel today. So we got Angel, Star, Bethlehem, Earthquake. Adding them up, we've got 21, 28. 28 gets us to Vale. So I don't think that we know yet. I don't think that we can determine that yet. I think maybe what might be, maybe we should look at Zelensky. I think his destiny is more immediately in question. Let's take a look at him. So, definitely he's definitely putting out some like massive bravery vibes. Zelensky. How is Zelensky going to be for the rest of the weekend? Well, the weekend's over there. Zelensky. How is Zelensky going to fare? Oof. So, and I think these were supposed to be this way. I apologize. That was really where I was going with that. So Zelensky, ruler of Fox, he's ruling with a good head, but we've got karmic shift, scourge, and then we've got butterfly, which is transformation under it. Now, the veil, I don't know if we're going to know what happens, but I do see that. So, the veil is usually concealed what's going to happen. That's wouldn't be the first time that something like that's happened in Russia, referencing now Nicholas II, where they did not know if he and his family had been executed for some time. There's a lot of questions around that, extending well into the 80s with the whole Anastasia and Alexei pretender nonsense that went on. So let's add up Zelensky's cards and we'll add them up all the way across. We got 10. 23. 23 brings us to 6 of clubs, olive tree. So, it feels very much like a destiny here. So, I do hope that he's okay, but, it doesn't look great. So, um, all right. So, guys, I think that I'm going to go take a shower, get this off me. I appreciate everyone for popping in and doing this live. I like doing lives. I like doing unscheduled lives. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. Thank you so much for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. I do have my Venmo in the description, as well as a scheduling link for private readings should you want one. Everyone stay safe, and let's do this again. And the Joseph Magi Method, I do have a link in there in case you do want to buy the deck for yourself. So have a good morning, and I will see you all soon.